Okay. Hello, everyone. Whoever ends up here, whoever ends up watching the live stream replay, I hope you're all doing well. I started really late. So I'm going to keep this, this live stream is going to be up for I'm going to be on for about an hour. So, hi, Manette, how are you? So, let's see what I want to do. Earlier today, that was an interesting reading that I did earlier today. But I just want to see what messages come out. I don't really have a plan, and I don't think I want to answer any questions today. Yeah, I'm not going to answer any questions today. So let's just do a reading, a regular reading. I'm going to try to touch on a little bit of everything. So I have the Fortune Oracle deck here. So let's see what the fortune message is for the Artemis Oracle collective. For my collective, I hope everybody's doing well, staying safe, that you enjoyed your weekend. So let's see what fortune messages does the collective need to know at this time. I even have my inner child deck, which I don't get to use a lot. But let's see what the message is for the collective. This is intended for everyone, regardless of your sign. This is for the general collective. What message does the collective need to know at this time? Let's see. What does the collective need to know? Hold on a minute. I gotta mute something because I gotta do something. I wanted to clear the energy. I needed to clear the energy. All right. So I think I'm going to bring a bell with me. A bell or my Tibetan bowl. Okay, what does the collective need to know? This message is for the collective. Okay, fire. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. So earlier today, I did a reading and the Phoenix card came out. It's called, I forgot what it's called. Resurrection or something like that, I remember. But basically, it's like a phoenix coming out of the ashes. All right, so the card number 10 came out. Fire is all about renewal and purification. Just as the bush or forest fire destroys old growth, it also makes way for a time of rejuvenation and new growth. This card is all about a fresh path for you, but it also asks you to let go of the past. Lackluster relationships or situations that you have swept under the carpet may finally come to an end. There could be emotional upheavals as you do this, and you may find it difficult to relax. Know that there will be a new life to come. So it sounds like someone is going through a transition, going through some sort of renewal, but it's necessary for you to release the past. Things that no longer serve you, you have to purify yourself from. You have to cleanse that out of your energy. You have to cleanse that from your space. And I remember last week I was talking about, spiritual cleansing, different ways to do it, that you could use smoke, you could use candles or fire, you could use baths, different ways. I even looked up, you could even be in the sun or even bathe in the moon, if it's possible, but it's a new moon. So there is no moon to bathe under right now. So this card also talks about personal relationships and career money. So I'm going to read those. The personal relationships, there is a raging fire in your life. Is anger consuming you? Is someone in your life causing you trouble or being self-destructive? Worry over a child or someone causing you problems and grief could also be a burning passion. Now is the time to stop walking on eggshells and communicate openly instead. Volatile situations could come to a climax, but this will be for the best. Release all your anxieties, release all your feelings about a child or partner slowly and rationally, otherwise, they may come out in an explosive outburst. So, this is a matter of you not letting something like a fire get out of control. This is about you like openly expressing whatever it is that's bothering you before it gets to that point where you may explode, you know? You want to avoid that. You don't want to have an outburst. You don't want to have a tantrum. You don't want to have a fight, you know, an actual fist fight or an argument too, you know, especially if you take the time to understand what it is that's making you upset, and then have also taking the time to think about how you can verbalize it, how can you express it to someone so that it doesn't reach that point, then that's important for you to do, especially if it's something that's been simmering for a while, you know. Now, when it comes to career money, it's saying you are moving towards a major life transformation, setting new goals with drive and more motivation. So this is like the wands energy, fiery energy, wands energy, like Knight of Wands or King and Queen of Wands energy. Even if it's no Page of Wands. Fire is about renewal, but in order for that to happen, something must come to an end. Let the past go. Confront what you know you need to, and prepare for a time of enormous personal growth. Necessary endings will rejuvenate you and help you get back the respect you deserve. You know, so it's about something needing to end, something that needs to be destroyed, something that needs to burn out. Anything that no longer serves a purpose, you need to release it and let it like incinerate in some way, but not in a way where it's very controlled. It's for a purpose, not because something got out of control, out of it, something is now out of your hands, and you feel like you're out of control when it comes to that. So, but it's like with this, it's like, you know, whatever new beginning you may be having, oh my God, what is wrong with my speech? Communication is important, especially when you can communicate clearly, okay? You know, like if there's anything that you need to release, that you need to burn away from you and burn away symbolically, then you have to prepare yourself for that, you know, prepare for, you know, whatever growth you're going to be experiencing, you know. Also, whatever feelings you're having, don't let it get to a point where you are acting irrationally, even explosively, you know. There may be things that may be causing you to feel a certain way, but it's important for you to temper yourself, temper your emotions, temper whatever it is, like calm yourself, relax yourself as best you can, you know. Sometimes you need to do that by taking a break. Sometimes you can do different things to channel that energy too. The fact that I brought up temper, it made me think of temperance, you know, transmuting that energy into something. Don't let it like just go directly to whatever it is that's worrying you, but try to use it towards something more purposeful, you know. If something's really bothering you, upsetting you, angering and causing you anger, then you need to process that and then address it accordingly. And also certain things that you are beyond your control, that you worry over, you have to release that too, especially if it's something that's beyond your control, or if release it by expressing your concern. Don't hold it in. But the most important thing is to temper yourself, to relax. But you know what's funny? Because I was reading the career money, and it's talking about a life transformation, right? But underneath the deck was the celebrations card, right? It says you are ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. But remember, you have to create space. That means doing a declutter, doing some sort of cleanse. I'm going to read that card 5. You are ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. Congratulations, you are now reaping the rewards of your efforts over the past 12 months. Get ready to celebrate with a series of fun parties and celebrations of all kinds. Your social calendar is filled and invitations pour in at a furious pace. Make the most of fabulous networking opportunities. Dynamic change is indicated, and there is the potential for worldwide travel. There is cause for celebration as you ooze self confidence, attracting everything you want. Decisions will need to be made right away. Putting things off could cost you dearly in missed opportunities. Be prepared to be prepared too. That long term plans should be made right now for the best results. The path to success is there for the taking. Now, when it comes to personal relationships, it says trifling irritations are in store for you at times, and you may feel very frustrated indeed. However, don't let people burden you with their problems. They need to help themselves. And the personal relationships, personal, it could be within yourself and with relationships. The relationship, it doesn't have to be a loving, romantic relationship. Remember that. It could be a platonic family relationship. So, however, don't let people burden you with their problems. They need to help themselves. This is your time now. You will be the life of the party with all your cycles working for you. A romantic counter is also likely. You may be strongly drawn to a person at work. It seems to be mutual, so take the plunge and make an approach if you are single. Reunions are also featured, and some may renew their vows. So some people who are in relationships already and married, they may renew their vows. Now, career and money. A meeting with someone will boost your self-esteem and bring dramatic changes to your finances. A change of residence or job is also likely. Trust your instincts and play your hunches. You can gain some extra money. You will look back on this time as a fortuitous one, so confidently act on what you are being guided to. With the fire card, it's like saying you definitely need to make sure you're clearing out anything that may be blocking certain things that may be coming towards you. You know, some new and exciting things, because you don't want to be going through celebrating and then you have like these negative things that are still like they kind of hamper, or they you know, imagine you go, like, it's like going out, right? You go out to celebrate and then you have to come home to a messy house. You know, you know, you don't, like, you had a good time and then when you get home you got like, oh shit, now I got to deal with this. If you deal with the shit first, then you could go out, enjoy yourself, and not have, and then you just keep moving forward. You don't have to be like dealing with some messes that you should have dealt with before this. You don't want anything from the past to mess with what is coming towards you in the near future, you know? I just thought about my room. That's why I said that. I'm still going through my room. It's a mess. I'm trying to, like, well, you know, practice what you preach. I'm trying to practice what I preach. Remember, last week I was talking about how you can use the moon phases as like reminders of when to clean, like the new moon and the full moon phase. So that's like every 2 weeks, like every 14 to 15 days, we have a new moon. I would say about 15 days, right? We have a new moon or a full moon. And I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. Like every 2 weeks to like make sure shit's together. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's where that messy room came to my mind. Don't you hate when you go out and then you come back and then you're like, you see that mountain of clothes where you were trying to figure out what to wear and you have to deal with it? You're like, damn, I just had a good time. Now I got homework. I gotta clean. It's not fun, you know? Maybe I'm just projecting. Maybe no one agrees with that. Okay. Hi, V. Hi, good luck. I hope you have a wonderful morning and day ahead, V. Okay, so now I'm going to the Inner Child Oracle deck just to see what inner child messages you need to know. I'm trying to use, I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to talk right. I can't speak correctly. Okay. Let's see. What inner child messages does the collective need to know? Oops, got 2 cards, so I'm going to take it. You can do hard things. It is not as impossible as it may feel. I think it goes together. Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. You can do hard things. That's interesting. 41 and 11 may be significant. Also 5 and 10. So 41 reduces down to 5. The celebrations card had number 5 on it, right? And the fire card had 10. You can do hard things, 41. And do what you need to do, number 11. So 41. There are many things in life that we feel we cannot or should not have to do. It can be overwhelming to think about doing something that is hard, but in truth, many things we label as hard could be more appropriately labeled as simply time-consuming or long. Sometimes not wanting to do hard things can be reminiscent of mindsets we might have had in our childhood. When we never wanted to clean our room and do our homework. Didn't I just talk about having homework? I love how these cards are aligning. I was just using examples. If you have pulled this card, then you might need to reassess what has been labeled as too hard. So this is about you reevaluating the things that you've been putting off for whatever reason you have, For you, those reasons are valid, right? I cannot judge you because I do the same thing too as a fellow human being, right? But it's and there's a self-care exercise too as well. It says take time today to think upon the beliefs that might be holding you back. Are you putting yourself in a box by what you cannot or should not have to do? Sometimes choosing to push through the feelings of I do not want to do this because I do not feel like it can be quite beneficial. No. Always trust your intuition when choosing which hard activities to do, and do not attempt anything unsafe to yourself or others. That's that. Sometimes we gotta like relabel shit. Sometimes we don't want to do things we think it's too hard is because we don't want to do it. And if you really think about it, the things that you think are there may be things that are difficult to do, more challenging to do because they're tedious, right? But sometimes when we think of the things that we think is too hard to do or label, it's because we don't want to do it, because we're forcing ourselves to do something that we don't feel like doing, things that we don't want to do. When you want to do something, you don't complain about having to do it, or it being too hard because you want to do it. You have the desire, you have the drive, you have the motivation, but when it's something that you really don't care about doing, then that's when we can label it as hard, right? But there are going to be certain things that you're going to have to do because you have to do it, even if you feel like you shouldn't have to. You got to think about what is the purpose of this thing. How is it going to be beneficial to you? And if it isn't, then you got to evaluate whether it's something that you should even have on your list of to-do thing, your to-do list. Now, do what you need to do, which kind of aligns with what I just said right now about doing what you have to do, not do what you really need to do. There are certain things that you don't need to do. There's things you have to do. Focus on what you do need to do, which is, it may be difficult, but now is the time. So I'm going to see what the card says, because in my mind, I'm thinking something. I wonder if I should just say what I'm thinking, that some of you have been procrastinating with something, but like I said, it could be something that you have to do, but then it's just you don't want to do it, but it's getting to that point where you have to. You have to. Because with you doing what you need to do, that's going to create some trickle. It's going to affect some other area of your life. It may have to do with some opportunities that you may be coming towards you, but it's something that, I don't know if it's like some sort of blockage that if you need to clear it in some way, whatever it is, because it could be something that's like minute, but you don't want to do because you think it's too hard or you just don't care to do it, but it's something that you really have to do. But I want to read I just wanted to get that out there because I didn't want the thought to go away. What we want and what we need can be two very different things. When this is the case, our wants and needs can differ between self-indulgence and self-care. If you have pulled this card today, it might be time to reflect on the difference between these two in your life. Honoring self-indulgence is a wonderful way to connect with ourselves, especially when done mindfully. Self-care can require us to do things that might be uncomfortable or unpleasant in the moment, but will benefit us in the long run. And the self-care exercises today ask if there is an act of beneficial self-care that you have been putting off because it isn't something you want to do. This is your sign to do what you need to do for yourself now. So I don't know if some of you want to change like some health habit, like a habit you have that you know would be good, but you've been, I don't know, like avoiding it or resistant to, because we think self-care is like, like this, like getting your hair done, your nails done, getting a massage. But it could be something else. Like I feel like it might be health wise, like something that you need to do for your health. It may feel like it's challenging, but it's probably because it's something that you don't want to do. It's something that you're resisting or have been resisting. But I feel like with these two cards saying it may be difficult, I mean, like getting past that point where, like say if you want to stop eating certain things because it's not good for you. Like say you want to stop eating fast food, right? But you love fast food, you love the convenience of it, you love the taste, even though it's not good for you, but still, you're used to it. But you may feel like it's impossible for you to do it. But the whole point is you have to at least try, make the effort so that eventually it becomes easy. So it's like something that will become easy over time. And I'm thinking it has to do with a health habit in some way, making necessary changes. And it may be slow changes, but it's changes nonetheless. It may seem like it's impossible to do, but it's possible once you start trying, once you start making the effort. That's what I want to say when it comes to those cards. All right, so once again, the numbers 5, 10, 41, and 11 may be significant to you. Excuse me. All right, so let me see. Did I bring any other cards? Yes, I did. I'm going to put that here and here. You can do hard things. I'm going to push this back a little bit. Hey, Shantae, how are you? I hope everything's going well with you. Let's see what the Divine Timing Oracle deck has to say. Oh my gosh, not the right time. No, not the right time. Remember if now is the time? See, this is how you know some messages are for people, some messages aren't, because this was like contradictory. For some of you, it may not be the right time, but for some of you, but that depends on what this is for. It says not the right time. There are lessons to be learned. Trust the journey, and something about it's gonna take a while. So, remembering what I mentioned earlier, something being slow, there may be slow changes, but changes nonetheless. So for some of you, there may be something that you need to continue going through. Ooh, for some of you, you may be going through something very difficult and you're not through with your lesson. You're still going through the lesson right now, not the right time. Then yes, ego death. The journey wasn't easy. They're fully aware of their mistakes and want to make things right. And winter, ego death says yes. So now that I'm thinking about that, maybe somebody's, because the ego doesn't really die, but I think it's more so how much control it has over you. Do you let it take over your life? Because our ego is what's supposed to be like a moral compass, but sometimes it could also be to our detriment because it causes us to act out in fear. Even it traps us in our comfort zone and prevents us from growing. you know? So no, career focus. Need career satisfaction and financial security before prioritizing love when you least expect it. So for some of you, it may not be the right time for you to meet somebody because there is some sort of inner work that you need to continue to do, and that work could also have to do with your career. You building a career, you're working on yourself, working on your financial stability, your personal stability. And then it says, yes, awaken. They have done the work and want to take a leap of faith for love in a few months. When I put not the right time, eagle death, career focused, awakened. Like for some of you, you may have to continue working on yourself, working on improving your self-esteem. The journey wasn't easy. They're fully aware of their mistakes and one. Because I don't really like to think about other people because there may be other people that you're dealing with that may be going through an eagle death. And they may be coming forward. Something could have happened in winter, something or winter may be significant in some way. But it's like a matter of time. Like it's gonna take a while in a few months. So for some of you, I don't know, like we're in summer now. I mean, we're still in spring. Eventually, we're going to go into summer, and the southern hemisphere is going to be winter, right? So for someone in a few months, it's going to be winter. And like, if I recall, I'm good, thank you, Shantae. I hope you and your family are well. Oh, but you just said, I hope your family's good too. Sometimes I get redundant because I'm over here looking at the cards. I know some of you may be in the southern hemisphere, so I know you're in the opposite season as us. So when we are in the summer, you're in winter. I could be wrong, but for some of you, winter could be in a few months. Something may be happening unexpected. Like for some of you, you have to focus more on your stability, your financial security, your financial stability. And then it's like once you're stabilized in that way, that's when love can make an appearance in your life. But it's not when you think, oh, like you feel, it's also when you're ready for that. Then now if some of you are dealing with somebody that made a mistake and they're having that realization that they need to make amends, that they need to make things right with you. I don't know if the mistake was made during winter season or this person may come around during the winter season. Not the right, there are lessons to be learned. I feel like there are lessons to be learned is tied to this eagle death person. Or this could be yours, take it how it resonates, somebody's going through some sort of eagle death. And it's going to take them some time. It's funny, eagle death in winter, someone's definitely in that like winter like energy. Because now when I think about winter, I think about being cold, being alone. I think about like the Five of Pentacles. I'm thinking someone who feels isolated and they're like in this song. It reminds me of the song from Linkin Park, My December. This is my December. This is my time of the year. This is my something. Oh, you're welcome, Lion Sky. I'm glad the reading resonated with you. Thank you for letting me know. I'm thinking about that song from Linkin Park, My December. Definitely listen to that song because gosh, it's gonna bother me because there's a specific thing that Chester's singing. Let me see. I'm looking up Chester Bennington. Oh my gosh, why am I looking him up? My December lyrics. This is my December. This is my time of the year. This is my December. This is also clear. This is my December. This is my snow-covered home. This is my December. This is me alone. And I Just wish that I didn't feel like there was something I missed. Take back all the things that I said to make you feel like that. And I'd give it all away just to have somewhere to go to, give it all away to have someone to come home to. I feel like, yes, somebody's definitely in their December. Somebody's definitely going through that period in their life. See, definitely goes with that, with the mistakes. This person's learning some lessons, and they needed to go through this process in order to really start to heal within, but also to take accountability for whatever happened. But if that's the case, if you wanted this person to return or not, regardless, you may be very much focused on your career, and maybe focused on meeting somebody new. What they're saying, if you are thinking about meeting somebody new, if you've moved away from somebody, right now is the time for you to focus on your stability. Because if you were in a situation that destabilized you in some way, it's important for you to restabilize yourself. I know it says career focus, but usually people feel more secure and more comfortable and confident and good about themselves when they see some part of their life is doing well. And sometimes they get a little bit hyper fixated. So that could be where the focus is, like focus on something else other than what it is that you really desire, right? Especially if you're wanting to find love, because it says need career satisfaction and financial security before prioritizing love. When we feel secure about ourselves and our financial standing, then that's when we're going to be in that good place, that grounded place to attract something, or someone. But it's like the awakened card is kind of going back to this ego death person, because it's saying, yes, awakened. They have done the work and want to take a leap of faith for love. So for some of you, this could be the new person that you have not experienced yet, that you have not met yet. This is side message. And they may be going through some sort of personal spiritual healing that they need to get through, they need to go through in order for them to come into your life. And in the bottom of the deck, we have friendship. They want to be friends first and take it slow and build a solid foundation. So this person could be someone that is a friend to you, or it could be somebody that you eventually meet that will, it's funny because that card says don't give up, and it says in a few months. So it's like you may be meeting somebody in a few months that may become a friend, and it probably will grow into something more. But I don't want to, I know certain people are like, oh my God, in a few months I'm going to meet somebody. And then if they don't meet anybody, because you're hyper focused, you're prioritizing love instead of yourself. You have to make yourself the center of your world, and not in the egotistical, narcissistical, I know that's not a word, but I hear somebody saying it's so cute, narcissistic way. It's more like this is about you being stable and secure with yourself in all aspects of your life. You being comfortable in your own skin, but also having an environment that's stable and secure for you, for your growth, for your betterment, because whoever comes in, you want to be able to be like, well, if you leave, I'm going to be Gucci. I'm going to be good because I have everything I need. I'm not lacking in anything because I have myself. I have me, myself, and I. And I'm thinking about that song from G-Eazy, I think. Oh my gosh, I don't know why these songs are coming in my mind. But I think that my December song is significant. I don't know if somebody's name is Chester. Initials could be CB. Now I'm thinking about, or LP, Linkin Park, LP. Why am I even thinking about initials right now? Let's see what else comes out. Do what you need to do. I gotta change this. Like I'm getting a little, when I see too many cards. I'm gonna put it like that. What else? What time is it? Because I can't be here too long. It's 7:17. 7:17. Okay, so if anybody's new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. And thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and possibly subscribing. Excuse me. Let's see. I kept saying broken and then breaking point. I just gravitated towards this deck. This is the Love Oracle deck. What messages do we have for the collective? Healing. Talk about ego death over here. Very necessary healing. And then we have open hearts. So healing, releasing, purifying, cleansing. Didn't we get that? The purifying and cleansing. Fire. Fire, fire. Open heart, receptive, empathy, vulnerable. Oops. Karma, but it came out on the side. On consequences, cause and effect, and debts. When I went to put the deck down, I knocked one of the cards, and under it says no, out of touch. Their ego is getting in the way of love. And then the bottom it said 1 to 2 years. So I don't know if this past person, I'm like, if this is a past person that needs to do some work, it could have been a situation from 1 to 2 years ago. Because when I saw the 1 to 2 years, it made me think of the past. I thought of the past. But like if this is something that if this, like the whole not the right time, ego death, period, focus, awaken reading resonates with anybody, that this could be a past situation. It could be from 1 to 2 years ago at least. Or it could be someone that you've known for 1 to 2 years. But so these cards came out. So healing, open heart, karma, then finality, farewells, leave behind, closure. What I'm getting is that for some of you, someone like whoever this is, it could be you or whoever, however it resonates, there's some sort of healing that needs to be done to the heart, like opening up the heart, being more receptive to receiving love. With this healing in the heart opening, it's causing their, remember karma came out on the side, and the finality. I don't know if some of you have felt like you've been going through some sort of karmic cycle, and that's why this is coming to an end. The karmic cycle is coming to an end, or you have already paid your debt. I feel like for some of you, you may have learned some sort of lesson, and now you're going to be in a better place to be more receptive to receiving love. You know, maybe in the past you used to run, you used to avoid, you used to push away love, you used to push away people, or this could have been somebody you're dealing with. Please take it how it resonates. But it seems like maybe somebody was trying to avoid commitment, but they're feeling some sort of conflict within themselves. They're indecisive, you know, they're hot and cold. They're not sure what they want to do. They don't know what decision they want to make. They don't know what choice they want to make. And it's interesting because underneath that was the peace. You know, you can't have peace while in conflict, but you can be in peace during conflict, you know? It's a choice. You have to choose to be in peace when there's conflict going on around you, but you cannot be conflicted within yourself. So I feel like this is internal conflict, that once somebody makes a decision and they stick by it, and they commit to whatever decision it is, they have to be at peace with it, regardless of what it is. Whether they choose to be in a commitment or not. If they choose to run away from a commitment, they have to be okay with the choice they make. You know? They have to be at peace with it. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that. I don't want to put these cards away though, because I want to keep going. Let's see. Somebody, like, do what you need to do. You can do hard things. For some person, it may be difficult for them to make this decision. And it might be coming because of some sort of ego, based from past situations, past disappointments, past heartbreak, past hurts. Not wanting to repeat the cycle, you know, not wanting to repeat the cycle. Think about this Ferris wheel, right? It goes round and round, you know, and we do have karma showing up here. You know, somebody doesn't want to repeat a cycle, but they realize too that they have to make a decision. Because also if you don't make a decision, or no one makes a decision, that you're gonna just keep going around in this circle. You know? So that there needs to be an end of indecision. Because when the end comes, that's where peace can be restored. That's when balance can be restored. You know, even a friendship. Maybe not. We did get the friendship card underneath too. So whatever decision someone makes, someone has to be at peace with just being friends. You know, but the commitment card says marriage, promises, and fidelity. That could be the issue that was from the past. If fidelity was an issue. Infidelity. Sometimes people sabotage relationships because they don't feel like they can really be faithful. You know what's so funny? I think I've noticed this before, right? A while ago. I swear, all right, I know Jesus is not white or whatever, fine. But we just think about the depiction of what Jesus looks like, you know. I'm not saying he's white. I'm not saying anything about Jesus. But usually it's a bearded man, right? Doesn't this look like Jesus? And then you see her, like Mary Magdalene, right? I feel like this is like a divine connection. That someone has to understand that it's either going to end, a decision needs to be made about this divine connection, you know? Is there going to be union or not? Escaping, blocking, pushing away. Sometimes people aren't ready. And that's why they avoid this type of thing, because they're not ready. But usually when people think they're not ready, it's because they feel like they're lacking something. They feel like there's something missing, right? Usually when people want to do something, they usually go it's not the right time. It's not the right time. Look at this, and not the right time, not the right time. This is probably the mantra somebody is saying to themselves. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. I'm not ready. It's not the right time. But the escaping. But usually when they're saying that, it's because they don't feel like they have what it takes. So there's some lack of confidence in themselves, or they feel like they're lacking in something. It could also be that fear that they can't live up to certain expectations that a commitment has, you know, it's expected in a commitment, you know? But ultimately somebody has to make some sort of decision, you know, and that's the only way this peace can be restored, or someone can experience peace or be at peace, because the conflict will be ended. It will end. I feel like this is a conflict within the person, not external. I think it's an internal conflict that once this person is able to resolve it, they'll finally be at peace, you know? And underneath the card peace is abandoned. So I don't know if there's some sort of abandonment wound tied to this, with left out, walked away, cold, you know? There could be something connected to that. Hold on a minute. I Okay. All right. So there was some students banging on the door, interrupting my fucking reading, you dumb bitch. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like this has to do with some sort of commitment. Hi, Teresa. It's too hot to have my hair blown out. You know, like the blow dry. It's too fucking hot for that shit. It was like 80 something degrees, and that's too much for me. Like, give me 60, 70-degree weather, I'm good. Anything above that, then that's a heat wave for me. Yeah, I feel like somebody needs to resolve some sort of inner conflict with them in order to be at peace. Whatever decision they have to make, they're going to have to be at peace with that too. If that means leaving something behind, moving away from something because they feel like they're not ready for commitment, you know, remember, like, if you're like someone's not ready for commitment, then you need to step aside and let someone who's ready to be in a commitment come in and take. You're blocking someone's way, you know, you're taking up somebody's space. You need to vacate the premises and let somebody that's willing to, you know, uphold the responsibilities, you know, to come in, you know. You can't be blocking anyone. But yeah, but somebody needs to definitely open up their heart. I feel like if the person does allow themselves to heal and open up their heart, then they'll know exactly what to do. This could be about them also following their intuition. Because maybe somebody doesn't feel like the person that they're with is the right person. They want to wait for the right person themselves. So vice versa, you know, you don't want to get with anybody just because, you know, you want to be with a person because you love them and you want to be with them, and you can't imagine your life without them, you know. And I don't mean it in that like that fatalistic way, but it's like, I cannot spend another day without you. I want to wake up to you. I want to see you. I want to spend as much time as I can with you. That type of thing. If you don't see that a person that way, then yeah, definitely release the connection and let somebody who will feel that way about the person come to them, and then you'll meet the person when you're ready, whenever the hell that is. You know, because then you'll meet whoever you're meant to be with, but don't be blocking somebody's blessing. Blocking someone's blessings, you know. But basically, I feel like there's some sort of a close of a cycle coming, and somebody needs to make a final decision about it. Now let me see what else I could get. You know what I wonder though? If somebody feels like if they were to leave the connection, if the other person will feel abandoned. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have tomorrow and Wednesday. I am not happy about this. I don't like summer. I like fall and winter. I like cold. I like the cold. Even though it's hard for me to get out of bed because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to get out. It's too fucking cold, you know? That's why I have to have my heater on just to help me get out of bed. But in the summer, I don't like the summer. Unless I'm like, I mean, you know what makes summer fun though? Is when you actually have shit to do. Now, if you ain't got nowhere to go, summer sucks. You know, you want to be traveling, you want to go to the beach, you want to go to the park, you want to like be outside. If you're in the house, summer sucks if you're in the house, for me. you know? That's how I think. So if I'm stuck in the house during the summer, then it sucks. I need to be doing something. But then it'd be too hot. This is, I don't know if anybody else is like this when it comes to the summer. If, like, it's going to be a very hot day. But then you're like, if I leave the house early enough when it's cool, then it's not so bad, because the weather's transitioning and you're in it. But then if it's already hot, you're like, yeah, it's too hot to go outside. I'm going to stay home. So like for me, I I just saw this. I just picked up this deck and I saw this card. I'm gonna share it with you. Like for me, it's like I had to be outside, and if it ends up being like 99 degrees, then it's like I was outside when it was cooler. So I was like, it was like I was tempering myself to preparing myself for this hot weather. But then to actually leave the house when it's 99 degrees, I'm like, no, thank you. I can wait till this could hold on, But the card that I saw underneath is you are worthy. You are worth it all, my love. So it could be this could be the message for you. If you have to make this decision, if you had to end some sort of cycle with somebody, you need to focus on yourself. If you're feeling you need to do some sort of healing within yourself. Know that you are still worthy. You are worthy. Number 40, you are worth it all, my love. I love that. That's like someone who needed to hear that. You are worth it all. Don't ever doubt your worth, regardless of whether somebody wants to be with you or not. You have to focus on yourself. And that's self-care. That's love. That's self-love. You making sure that you have everything you need, that you aren't in lack in any way. You aren't lack. But if you believe that, then you get what you get. You don't get upset, See, that's nice. See, I like to be by the water during the summer because the breeze, it just like, it makes up for it, It makes up for it makes up for the heat. That's why yesterday I did a reading outside and I was by the water and eventually it got hot. It was, I left where I was around almost noon. And I was like, oh shit, I'm roasting right now. I think I got a tan. I think I'm getting a tan already. But I tan really easily anyway. Courtesy of being from my family being from the Caribbean. Okay, let me see what other messages I get. Okay, maybe I should do tarot. All right, I'm gonna do tarot right now because I like doing this and then I like to tie everything together. Let's see what comes out. All right. What does the collective need to know? How can we narrow this down? Okay. Okay. Who is this message for, Spirit? Wow. I got the Nine of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. This message is for someone who has undergone a lot of challenges, adversity, but you continue to persevere. You keep pushing forward. And I feel like with that, you having that endurance, you taking the necessary steps, you continuing to move forward and not give up is what's going to bring you positive changes, Like if there's something that it's something that you need to do, but you feel like it's too hard to do, you're going to have to push past that because you're going to see blessings on the other side of that. Remember earlier I was saying that things that I feel like you have to do that is for your betterment, that are to your benefit. And when I read the book, it said the same thing. You need to push past whatever could be blocking you, stopping you. And it could be your mindset. It could be the fact that you don't want to do something because you feel like it's too hard to do, but it's something that you need to do. You have to do it, and it's for your own good. You have to push past whatever it is that's stopping you from doing something you need to do, because you're not going to allow whatever good is meant for you to come in. You're like creating the blockages. you know? And it's interesting too, because the Nine of Wands, he has the wand across his body, you know? It's like a blockage right there. It's like protecting yourself. But some of you, you need to, maybe you're overprotective of yourself. So you need to put down the guard, you know, make the necessary changes. Put this, whatever you're being tested, like put that test to an end. Complete it already, so that you can get that wheel to turn in your favor. Some of you, you're definitely like trapped in your mind about it. You're definitely trapped in your mind. You're trapped in your thoughts. Yeah, the King of Wands, some of you definitely need to take leadership, take control, but in a way that you're going towards whatever goals you have. Some of you, whatever it is that you know you need to do, it has a goal in mind. And the easiest one I could think of is anyone who's trying to lose weight. You know, you gotta make certain changes with your diet, you know. So, but the thing is like you have to be confident that you can make those changes. Know that you have the power to make those changes, that you can do it. You have to believe in yourself, you know. Don't give up on yourself. Like, what else can we get from this? Six of Cups. Like for some of you, this blockage could be coming from something that's from your childhood too. Something that you need to heal, you need to reconcile with. It could be some sort of childhood wound. For some of you, it could be with a child. It could be involving your child. Okay. For some of you, it's a matter of you helping your child. Maybe somebody's child isn't feeling really good about themselves, lacking confidence. Okay, that's a side message that came through. But it could definitely be about something childhood related, something that happened during your childhood. Maybe some sort of wound that was created and still permeates in your adult life. That, you know, you have somehow made some sort of successes. You've been successful, but still that thing, it still lingers. Like whatever that wound is, it still lingers. Like you could have as many accomplishments as you have. You could have so many wins, but that thing that still exists, that still needs to be healed, it causes some sort of doubt within yourself. But if it's regarding a person that's in a relationship, like a relationship, because I did a love reading, it could be somebody who has childhood wounds, and that could be why they're not able to commit. You know, there's some sort of wounding that they still need to overcome. But if they don't do the healing and they continue to block their heart, they're not going to see any positive changes. They're not going to see any growth. They're going to see themselves stuck. They're always going to see themselves as this child, this vulnerable child, even though they're no longer a child anymore, you know? I have the Ace of Pentacles. This is about having a new beginning, but a new opportunity. There could be something coming in, some changes, certain opportunities coming in, but this wounding, this blockage is what's not allowing that opportunity to come in. Because since that's in the bottom of the deck, it's not something that has come out. It hasn't manifested yet. But it won't manifest as long as someone has some sort of blockage and doesn't do the necessary healing. They need to. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Queen of Wands. So we have King and Queen of Wands. Whenever, like, Seven of Pentacles at the bottom, we're talking about evaluation. Like, remember I said somebody's, like, conflicted. They're not sure exactly what to do. They're not sure what to do. It's like they keep thinking. We saw the Eight of Swords earlier, or I mentioned the Eight of Swords with the overthinking. Somebody's overthinking. I don't know if this is like a past soulmate connection. Remember earlier I was talking about this being a divine partnership, a divine connection, I want to say divine union. But it's like somebody needs to overcome the Six of Wands. Yes, success. It's like once they overcome this, then they'll be able to move forward, be successful, experience some sort of victory. This is about overcoming, because the Five of Wands is typically the pentacle. I mean, why do I keep saying pentacles? Oh my gosh. I keep saying pentacles. And when the fact I'm saying pentacles, this has to do with value. Value. This is about value. You know, I wonder if somebody feels like they're not being seen, like they're not being recognized. Or this could be someone not recognizing something within themselves. I was going to say the Six of Wands is before the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, we have 5 people here. 5 of Wands. 11 likes. Thank you. 5 of Wands. It's the 5 of Wands is a card about conflict and competition, you know. But 6 of Wands is indicating success, reaching the other end of that, overcoming the obstacle, achieving, being the victor, right? But then the conflicted card is the Five of Wands energy. When you move towards victory and success, that's where peace is. This is like somebody needs to like recognize something within themselves. That somebody may be needing to recognize all the stuff that they've achieved. Remember, I mentioned this in the Nine of Wands. Like someone's not like they've overcome a lot of stuff, but still they still block themselves. They still have their guard up. They're protecting themselves, but they're not realizing that they're healing. They're going through a healing process, you know. But it's something that they need to recognize. And the reason why I said that is because the Six of Wands is about recognition, you know, or maybe someone's not recognizing that they're in some sort of, they have met somebody who is like their divine partner, the one that's meant for them. I don't know if everybody believes in that, but I know like Teresa does. I do too. I believe that we have soulmates, you know, but some people, they can sabotage because of how they see themselves and not being sure of that they can offer something good to someone, like they can give something, like they have something worthy of offering, you know. And I feel like there's like some sort of childhood wound that this person has, and it could even be an abandonment wound too. I don't know if there's some sort of abandonment wound that person had from his childhood. That could be an underlying factor. That could be the issue. The childhood wound that needs to be healed. But the thing is, it's like you have to understand that you have yourself. If you never abandon yourself, then you will never be abandoned. Remember what I was talking about? Like you could have everything you ever need. And even if somebody came into your life and then they left you, yeah, you'll be sad, but you'll be okay. You have to be okay, you know? Yes, it's sad when a relationship ends. Yes, it's sad to break up. It's sad. It's all sad, yeah. Because you think about the good times and everything that went well, that everything that was going good, but then eventually it's like things don't work anymore. Things have to. But I feel like, where did I say that for? Where the hell did that come from? It's sad when things don't work out. But just as long as you're secure with yourself, you're confident in yourself, because the Wands energy is about confidence, you know? So Wands. Nine of Wands, King of Wands, Six of Wands, Queen of Wands. I saw the Three of Wands before I shuffled. I'm seeing a lot of fire sign energy because I see the Knight of Wands. So we have Queen, King, and Knight here. Then we have the Two of Wands. It's about being at a crossroads, having to make some sort of decision about what path to take, what action to take, where you want to go, what your next move is, but then also being willing to take a risk when making that decision, you know? But the thing is, you have to follow your heart because the King of Pentacles is there. But also you have to beware of your emotions too. You need like the love. You need love. You need passion. See, you can't be passionate about something, but how could there not be love in that? You know? Definitely a need to change, to have a change of perspective because I see the Nine of Swords. I don't know if something was being offered and that put somebody in the head, but the person needs to have a different perspective. Look at things from a different perspective. You know, take time to reflect on it, but look at it from a different perspective outside of what they usually do, what their normal brain will actually go to. That thought that normally would come up. And it's funny because maybe somebody is being awakened because we have the awakened card here, and maybe that's what it is too. Maybe somebody is awakening, but still, like, is having to push past the anxiety, the stress, the mental anguish, the worry, the fear. And like, this is about confidence. You know, somebody knowing, being confident in themselves, confident in what they have to offer, no longer letting their, like, closing out something from the past. Some like wound. I think it's a childhood wound that's coming through. You know, sometimes people still repeat the same lesson, even though they already learned, but they still keep doing the same shit. It's like, okay, but you learned already. Now you have to do something different. Maybe somebody doesn't want things to end, but somebody else does. I don't know. This reading is weird. I don't know if this means anything to anyone. I don't know if this means anything to anyone. I don't know, like, what this is. This is so funny because I just shifted, and you see this card that's by itself. Only you. Devoted, attached, crave. Look at that. And the commitment card stood in the bottom. I just put them all there, but somehow it's okay. Somebody's reflecting on the memories. Someone feels like they have to put their guard up. Boundaries. Somebody created boundaries. Definitely with that Nine of Wands. But it's protection. They want to protect themselves because they went through so much shit, but they want to protect themselves. They want to protect their heart. But the thing is, like, you can only protect, you could, like I was saying in the beginning, somebody's overprotective of their heart. But when they're doing that, they're blocking themselves from giving love and receiving love. Blocking and receiving. I don't know what else to do. I say that you are worthy. You are worthy. Makes me think of, like, I want to say Beavis and Butthead, but I know that's not it. Wayne's World. You are, what do they say? You are worthy. You are worthy. Do they say that in that movie? I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly. I just see, like, those two guys, Wayne. Garth? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's some random shit. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that message is. I feel like that message is so, I don't know. I got a headache. I already had a headache before I started this reading. I actually had a headache when I did the live earlier today. So, what time is it now? It's gonna be time for me to go. We are worthy. See, I knew it was something like that. But you know what's funny? Now that you corrected me, it makes sense. Because you saw the King and Queen of Wands came out. So the reading could resonate with a feminine or masculine energy, you know? It could be a feminine or masculine that resonates with that message. That we are worthy. We are worthy. It could be two people too. that don't realize, you know? I remember earlier I was talking about broken. Look at that broken card came out. Shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. So like, okay. So I'm going to be ending this live stream. I'm going to be ending this reading. So I thank you all for being here and listening to this weird reading. I have to rewatch it. I'm going to watch the replay. Just so I could, because sometimes I say things and I'm like, what am I, like later on I have to be like, I said that? Like and like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I get it, you know? Oh, so let's see. All right. Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even on the darkest of nights. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Ethel. Hi, Ethel. How are you? So I like that message. No, disappointment is not the end. There is hope even on the darkest nights. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. That message can resonate with anybody, regardless of the situation. I thank you all for being here and for liking the video, liking the replay. I can't talk. You saw me struggling. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this reading, giving this live stream a like, and I hope to see you next time. Sending you lots of love and light. Take care, everyone. Bye, everyone. Bye, Teresa. Bye, Ethel. Bye, Jenny. And good luck, Gemonette and Vixen and Shantae. Bye, everyone.